Okay, let's take what we've learned about central tendency and standard deviation and put it to good use. There's a problem in your book. It's number 17 in chapter 11.1. I've modified the numbers a little bit to make this a little bit easier for all of us. We want to find the mean, median, and the mode of these numbers. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add all of these numbers together. So I have 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 68. And the sum of these numbers should equal 100. So with the mean, what we want to do is find the average. So it's the sum divided by the number of values, which is going to be 9. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So my mean is going to be 11.11, approximately. Now the median is the middle number of the set. I have 9 values, so it's going to be the fifth value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my median is going to be 4. Now remember, to find the median, you have to arrange the numbers in ascending or descending order. They can't just be jumbled in any order. It's not the middle number of any order of number. It's the middle number of a sequence number, either descending or ascending. The mode is the number of numbers with the greatest frequency. I can see that 4 has 3 numbers more than any other value. So 4 is also going to be my mode. So you can see the value of the outlier in this case skews the mean quite considerably. Okay, now let's go in and tackle another problem. Let's find the range. What is the range of this particular set? Well, it's just the largest number, and then you subtract the smallest number. So 68 minus 2, and that's going to give us 66 as the range. And finally, let's tackle the standard deviation. And I give you the instructions here, so we're going to walk through this step by step. We're going to find the range and standard deviation of the following set of numbers. We're going to work on the standard deviation. So the first thing we need to do is find the mean of the data set. In this case, we've already figured out what that was from the prior value on mean. We added these together, divided by 9. So it was 100 divided by 9, and that gave us 11.11 as our mean. Then we want to go through and square the difference between each value in the mean. So we take 2 minus 11.11, and this can be time-consuming and sometimes tedious, but this is the way that's calculated. 3 minus 11.11 squared, and we're going to multiply this twice, so I'm not going to do this again. So I'll put by 2, and then I have 4 minus 11.11 squared, and that's going to be multiplied by 3, and then I have 6 minus 11.11 squared by 2, and then finally I have 68 minus 11.11 squared. Now I did the calculations for you for the sake of time, but you can go ahead and pause the video and calculate them yourself just to make sure that we're in sync. So I'm going to take the total and I'm going to add them up. Now if I take 2 minus 11.11 squared, I get 83 approximately. And then I'm going to add 3 minus 11.11 squared, which is 65.77, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. And then I have 2 of them, right? I have 2 3s. And then I'm going to take 4 minus 11.11 squared, and I get 50.55, and I'm going to multiply that by 3. And then I'm going to add the square of the difference between 11.11 and 6, and I get 26.11, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. I have 2 6s. And then finally, I'm going to take the difference between 68 and 11.11 and square it, and I get 3,236.47. So if I take all these values and I add them up, I'm going to come up with a total of 3,705.43. Now the next step is to divide the sum that I've totaled from number 3 by the number of values in the set, which is going to be 9. If you do the calculations, you should come up with a total value of should come up with a total value of 411.79. So 411.79. And now we want to take the square root of the value that we received in 4, and we take the square root of 411.79, and we get 20.29, and that should be our standard deviation for this problem. Now the last challenge I have for you is to determine whether or not there was an outlier in this set, and then take out the outlier and determine the standard deviation and the range without the outlier, and compare that to the standard deviation and the range with the outlier included. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause for a second or so. You can pause it if you want to do the calculations, and then come back in a minute, restart it, and in a second I'm going to show you the answers for that question. You can check your answers against mine.